Hey there, so we're going to talk about the Logan Paul situation. There are a few things that I really want to just comment on, maybe just put it out into the ether, because they've been swimming around my brain for about 2 days now and I'd really like it to just get out of my head. If you don't know what's going on, Logan Paul is currently in Japan. Pity. He is running around like a buffoon, making a mockery of himself and making everyone with a respectful bone in their body very irritated at the way he's acting. But one act made the majority of people sick to their stomachs. There is a forest at the base of Mount Fuji called Aokigahara. This forest is referred to as the Sea of Trees. There's a lot of trees and they're all very close together, which makes a very interesting atmosphere. It's very, very quiet and it's very, very difficult terrain, so it's very easy for you to slip, fall, twist your ankle. It's a very difficult place to navigate. This meant that in times of famine, older generations would be left in this forest to die, and it is believed that this place is haunted by their spirits. In more recent history, this forest is used as a place for people to commit suicide. A lot of YouTubers have been going to this forest to film reaction videos, to camp overnight, to try and maybe stop people from committing suicide. I don't know what they're doing in there. To me, it's a graveyard. It is the final resting place of some of the most tortured individuals. Why would you go there? Why would you experience something like that? To me, it is the same as pulling out your phone and taking selfies in Auschwitz. It doesn't make any sense to me. So Logan decides he wants to go with 4 other people into this forest and try and find somebody. I don't know, I didn't watch the video, I was too repulsed to even go there. Anyway, he ends up finding someone. He films it. He goes up to the body and inspects it. He laughs at it. He then goes home, sends it to his editor. It gets edited. It gets approved by him and then goes up on YouTube to his 15 million followers, most of who are children, and puts a suicide awareness spin on it at the end. The internet exploded. The rational, level-headed, empathetic people with common sense went crazy, because who in their right mind does this? Number one, film somebody who's committed suicide. Laugh at somebody who's committed suicide. Upload a video to children of a person who committed suicide. No one can understand what went through Logan's head when doing this. How did the 5 other people not stop him and say, this is so wrong, it's crazy? And then I look at his comment section and there are children defending him and saying he didn't do anything wrong, he didn't kill the guy. Him and his ilk do not respect anything. And that is what is missing, and that is what led to this atrocious behaviour. A couple years ago, travel bloggers were started talking about ethical tourism. So this means you don't pose with animals that have been sedated or beaten for a photo, basically. It was just a way to look at the travel industry and see maybe the good and bad points, the stuff to avoid, stuff like that. You start to notice things in the tourism industry that you don't agree with. That's just, it's to spark a conversation. This Logan Paul situation is one of the big straw that broke the camel's back moments in my brain. Just because you have access to something doesn't mean you automatically get to swan in and do whatever you want with it. Aokigahara, it is a place where terrible things have happened, and you don't go there and camp overnight and try and find personal belongings of people who've died, or find someone, you know, dead. You don't do that. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. And this goes back to the ethical travel. The only thing I want to do with this channel is to try and give you a more rounded cultural context. Now, I haven't been doing that, but that's what I want to do. I don't want to be the typical travel channel of like beautiful things, everything's great, everything's wonderful, because that's not history, that's not current life for a lot of people. I also don't want to make everything sad and miserable and awful, but everything has a cultural context, everything has a historical backing. Nothing exists in a vacuum. It all comes from somewhere, it all happens some way, and that is what I want to focus on this year in particular, because I find it incredibly important, and it is something that I think a lot of travelers / tourists forget. To summarize, I think ethical tourism should be extended to sites and places of history and culture, because I find that this is all getting a bit out of hand. One kind of anecdote that I can kind of maybe try and explain it better is there is a memorial art piece next to the Reichstag in Berlin for the 6 million Jews that were murdered. It's an amazing structure. It has different levels, and you can feel like real tall, or you can feel really small and really enclosed, and it's a really interesting perspective feeling piece. But I don't like when people take out their selfie sticks and take pictures with it, or jump on top of the rectangles. It feels really disrespectful to me because of what it signifies. Now, you may say that I'm getting too serious about all this, and that I'm, you know, I need to chill out more, maybe, but it's just the level of respect that I have for history and the people that have gone before me that I think other people may need to realize. Everybody needs to respect everything a little bit more. The planet, other people, differences. Respect it. You may not have to agree with it, you may not like it, you may not engage with it in any way, but respect it, because there's always a reason for why it's like that. There just is, and you may not know the reason, so either learn it or forget about it, but stop being disrespectful. Empathy needs to be at the forefront of everyone's mind. It's incredibly important. Respect and empathy. Practice it, do it, preach it. That's it. And I know that Logan Paul has gotten a lot of flack from traditional media personalities and the internet alike, and I'm sure when millions of people start tweeting about you and how you're a piece of shit, it can get quite overwhelming. But to the comments that say, you know, it's not his fault, he didn't mean it like that, it's bullshit, because 6 people went through this video and didn't say a damn thing about it. The problem is Logan surrounds himself with yes people, and no one tells him no, or no one challenges him or tells him he's being an absolute twat. And that is the problem, is that no one will stand up for the right thing to do. They're always just going to go along with the popular person. He's a terrible person, and this is just a true example of it. If you fall on the internet, you fall very far. And he fell. He should have fallen many times before, but nobody really cares. This is just something that is completely unacceptable and disgraceful. I want to end this by saying, if you need to talk to somebody or you are feeling incredibly down, please reach out to the many organisations I have down linked below. I think there's an online one-to-one counselling either app or website, so you don't even have to speak over the phone if you have anxiety about that. There's Samaritans, there's Pieta House, there's so many great organisations down there that will listen and not judge you. Do me a favour, get up, go outside. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself. Bye.